So Pleasant Green is a YouTube channel I enjoy watching because he does his best to expose recent online scams and then teach his subscribers how to detect those scams and then how to stay safe from those scams. But he recently released a video, and then as I was going through the comment section, it seemed like all his subscribers were quite confident that none of them could get scammed, or that they had learned almost enough from all he has been teaching them so far. So I decided to test them. So the reason why I decided to do this was because I wanted to prove that anyone could get scammed no matter your knowledge. If you are not careful enough, you could get scammed, or you could become potential victims for scammers. So take note, while I was doing this, I didn't send any malicious link because I didn't want it to be malicious in any way, and I didn't want them to be affected negatively by any actions which I took. So this is how it went. So I thought about how to contact the subscribers as Ben himself, or Pleasant Green as people would know him. So I thought to myself that sending these people messages via social media might just seem a bit fishy, and that if Pleasant Green was supposed to contact his subscribers, he would do it formally, perhaps via email. And again, email is a very good platform to send phishing mails, to send phishing links, or to send any harmful link. So I decided to contact them via email, and to do that I had to create an email that looked like it was coming from Pleasant Green himself. So I thought about this and I was quite confused on what to do. So I decided to create a Gmail account, and then I decided to name it Pleasant Green. So when I tried using the name Pleasant Green, it was already taken. So I thought to myself, how can I still pull this off without it being very obvious that it was not coming from Pleasant Green? So what I did was I searched Google and typed what are the best ways the word pleasant could be misspelled. So I saw a word that looked very close to the word pleasant. When I even saw it, I never knew it wasn't the real spelling of pleasant. So I decided to use it. So I created the Gmail pleasantgreen@gmail.com. So I had to get Ben's image and then fix it up in the icon so that it looked very realistic and it looked like it was coming from the real Pleasant Green. So I was done creating the email. The next thing was, how do I get the subscribers to pull this scam on? So I went to the comment section of the video, and then I was going through all the comments and all the subscribers there, seeing if I could get their emails from their YouTube accounts, because very few people put their email on their about sections in a way to contact them for business inquiries or so. So as I was searching, after searching for a whole hour, I didn't see anything until finally, just when I was about to give up, I found one. And then I said, let me just check for more. Since I could find one, perhaps if I got 3, that would be enough. So I checked again, and a few minutes later, just barely 2 minutes, I got another email from someone's about section. So that was leaving me with 2 emails. So I kept on searching almost 2 hours, and I didn't still see any other one. So I said I still needed this third one. So what I did was I saw someone who left his social media accounts on his about page, and then it linked me to Instagram. So when I clicked on his Instagram, I saw his email, which he kept in case someone needed to contact him via email. So at this point, I had gotten 3 emails to work with. So I quickly crafted out a Google form to send to these people to fill out certain sensitive information, because I didn't want to send a malicious link in the first place. So after crafting the Google form, I had to make the Google form look very realistic, as if it really came from Ben himself. So I went to his YouTube channel and copied his banner and then pasted it on that particular Google form. So if you can see the Google form, it looks like it was coming from Pleasant Green, or something Pleasant Green might actually send out to his subscribers. And when I was sending this email, I made sure I personalized it so that it will be more believable. So after sending this email to the 3 of them, in about 10 minutes, one person replied me.
So this is the most important part of the video, and I want you to pay close attention to what I'm going to show you. So in this mail I sent to her before I reply, it was just filled with social engineering. So I said to her, "Hi Dee, I'm really glad reaching out to you and many more of my subscribers." So you can see what I did there. I said many more of my subscribers to make her feel like she wasn't the only one who got the mail. You received this mail just as many of other 500k plus subscribers did. We hope to get response as to how to better serve and release more engaging content moving forward. Kindly fill the Google feedback form, as that will help the channel a lot. Click the link to fill the form. Cheers, Ben Taylor, Pleasant Green. So at this point, what I applied was the principle of social engineering, which was the principle of social proof, so that she felt like she wasn't the only one who received it, and then she will feel more comfortable in terms of giving me any information I wanted. But let's see her reply. "How do I know this is really you? You've taught us not to click on strange links. Is this some link to learn my IP address or Grabify link? I don't remember giving you my email address. Thanks, but I'll rather not. I hope you understand. Thanks. D.
So at this point, I knew that she was someone who has been watching Pleasant Green for a long time, or at least following his videos, and she was kind of online safe in a way. She was aware of what she was doing. She was not someone that was ignorant of any of these things. So I went ahead and pulled a social engineering trick on her just to make her feel comfortable, and then I replied her this way.
So pay close attention. I'm going to explain something very, very important here. So I said, "Hi D, there is no problem. It is not mandatory." So at this point, I made her feel it's not compulsory to feel it, even though I wanted her to really feel this thing. But if I acted a bit pushy, which is the way some scammers do or the way some people do, she's inclined not to fill the form, or she would most likely not fill the form. So I continued. Yeah, it's a good thing not to click links, but you could copy these links and scan to make sure they are safe before opening them. I'm glad you have learned a lot from the channel though. However, this is just a Google form link in case you are not familiar with it. I got your mail from my channel. YouTube provides just the Google mail of subscribers to creators on the back end in case there is need to reach out to them. Stay safe, Ben. So at this point, I want you to concentrate on the second line after the part where I said it's not mandatory. So what I did here in the second line, when I said, yeah, it is a good thing not to click links, I made her feel like, yes, she knew enough and that she's doing the right thing. But I went further to tell her that this is just a Google form link. I told her she could scan the link just to make sure that, just to in a way tell her that the link is safe. But I know most people won't want to scan it, or most people won't have time to scan it, or she might not even know how to scan the link, because I doubt if Pleasant Green has taught them how to scan links. So I said, however, this is just a Google form link. I'm sure she never even knew if it was a Google form link, but you see what happened in the end. It was really funny. So I got your mail from my channel. YouTube provides the Google mail of subscribers to creators, because she asked how did I get her email in the first place, so I had to use this to cover up. So I said YouTube provides just the Google mail of subscribers to creators on the back end, just in case there is need to reach out to them. So you can see this point, I had already cleared her doubts, and that was the way I got her email. But remember, I told you the way I got her email was in her about section. She left her email in her about section for business inquiries. That's where I got the mail from. But here I told her a different thing. So let's see what she said next. Thank you, Ben, for the clarification. It warms my heart to see that you responded personally to my reply. I am sure you don't lack scammers to go after, but recently on the rise, and with American losing millions to our romance scams, and I'm sure you guessed it, they're from Nigeria. I've also seen victims losing a lot of money to celebrity scams. Maybe you could do a story on those in the future. Speaking of celebrities, I'm a big fan of yours, and one of the people that inspired me to fight back against scamming by wasting time of any of them that calls me, uploading that and sharing it on YouTube. Oh, at this point, yeah, she's also a scam baiter. She's a YouTuber that does scam baiting, at least in a way. I've spent many hours per week over the last couple of years spreading awareness about scams to anyone that will listen. As you know, this past year has seen scams on the rise because of COVID, which many people stuck at home all over the globe with the internet to turn to and out of loneliness or whatever. Scammers have paid close attention to the news and used it to their advantage, running scams on everything from unemployment and stimulus scams to miracle cures and fake vaccinations. All the best, D.
So you can see she felt very comfortable and then went ahead with the discussion.
So ordinarily I would have skipped all these other replies, but I want you to understand how deep this social engineering thing goes, so that you best understand how these people use these things to trick people. So I read, I should do this often and reach out to few of my subscribers to know if they have encountered any scams recently. Sorry about falling for the celebrity scam. At this point I made a mistake because she didn't fall for a celebrity scam. But let's continue. I considered making a video a while back on the celebrity scam, but the ones I have done so far are far more pressing and dangerous. So I made her feel like it's the celebrity scam was something I've seen before or something I've come across before, and I've thought about making the video before. However, soon enough, I'll be doing a video on that just to get everyone informed. I usually don't have time to do this, but it got suggested that I communicate with a few of my subscribers once in a while. I decided to spend my weekend doing so. So at this point, I made her feel like I never do this on a norm, that it just got suggested, because she might have been wondering that why all of a sudden, why is it now that I'm sending these messages? So that's why I had to write that particular line, so that she would just know that it was just something that came up, that it was not something I have always done before. So this other line is very, very interesting. So I said, I have reached out to a few, and so far I've gotten shocking feedback from the survey and how best to improve the channel and communication with subscribers. So this was the points that made her entirely comfortable, because she felt like, oh, so it's not just me that received it and some people are already giving feedback. I might as well just give my own feedback. Thank you for your time, D. I will appreciate it if you find time to fill the survey. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Cheers. Ben. So remember I told you that I made a mistake, so here it is. So she replied me after the last mail I sent to her. She said, just to clarify, I didn't fall for the celebrity scam, and when I was writing it I said she did fall for it. Like I said, sorry for falling for the celebrity scam, but now she's saying she never fell for it, so it was just a mistake on my part. I just read it too fast. So let me continue. I was just recommending it as a story you might do in the future after I have heard few victim stories. I appreciate that you took time to email me back, and I did fill out your survey. Thanks again, D.
So these replies I gave her were not ordinary. They had principles of social engineering in them, which conquered any doubts which she had and made her comfortable while giving out any information or while discussing with the supposed Pleasant Green account. So in the end, she filled the form. As you can see the form, she filled these details. So it had few sensitive details like her phone number and some other details. So remember I said I didn't want to make this malicious, so I didn't request for any detail that could get her in trouble, and I didn't send a link that could put her in danger. It was just a Google form link that I sent, but it could have been a malicious link, and I'm sure she didn't scan it because at that point she had trusted that it was coming from Pleasant Green himself. So you might want to ask what happened to the remaining two people. Well, one person just filled the form without even a reply. The person didn't reply to the mail. The person just went ahead and filled the form to show you that that person was not really online safe, or this person was not really aware of what was going on. Why the third person didn't reply? Maybe because I got the email via social media and it was not functional or something. I didn't receive a reply from the third person. So what I want you to learn is that anyone could actually get scammed. Anyone could be social engineered. Social engineering is a very powerful tool that scammers use. They basically learn these things to be able to scam people. So that's why you see most times people see themselves falling for scams that they were aware of before. So most of these scams are not new. They are just tailored in a way that will make it seem new, and they're tailored in a way that people will fall for it using the power of social engineering. So there are lots of principles behind social engineering. There's what they call liking, social proof, consensus, scarcity, urgency. So there are lots of things under the word social engineering, but everything is just based on influence. So social engineering is based on influence and manipulation. I don't just want to, this video is not about social engineering, but it's just to tell you how powerful it is. So what she should have done is that when she saw this email, she should have contacted Pleasant Green via any social media platform which he is active, perhaps Instagram or Discord or any of these other platforms, or she could have sent this message as a reply on the comment section of his latest video that she received a message from him that he needs to confirm it. So if he does not confirm it, surely one of the subscribers will see it and then help her to investigate this to make sure it is coming from Pleasant Green himself. And if she had also looked carefully at the email, she would have seen that Pleasant Green was misspelled, that the word pleasant was misspelled. I'm assuming Pleasant Green himself, that's Ben himself, must have done the original pleasantgreen@gmail.com. He must have been the one with this particular email so that nobody will use that email to social engineer or scam his subscribers. So I'm sure it's the one that has the original email. To go further and tell you how these scammers work, the thing is that if I wanted to ask malicious in all of this, after sending her this message, after sending her all these links, and after she has filled these things, as you can see at the point I asked her if she wanted to join the channel membership and she said not yet. She didn't say no, she said not yet, which means possibly she could have joined in future, or she might join in future. And so if I didn't request money from her in the first place, I could build a relationship with this particular lady. Maybe every weekend I just get to send out greetings from with this particular mail, sending out greetings and just greeting her that I'm trying to check up on my subscribers. And so with time she will gain my trust, and then I could just send the phishing link to her, then she clicks the link and then gets into trouble. Or I could then send the particular mail that is requesting for some money for donation or something, just something that could make her to drop some certain amount of money. So you can see the extent which this particular social engineering could go. So if I wanted to take this very far, I could have done that, but it's just a video. Or is it? So if you want to see more of this kind of videos, make sure you comment below and then tell me who you want me to try it out on next. Remember, it's not something malicious. It's just to test how aware people are when it comes to social engineering and how aware people are when it comes to avoiding scams. But the thing about social engineering is that anyone could do it. These scammers are using it as their major tool, and then they are getting people with this tool. So if you are part of those people that enjoy scam baiting, or those that watch these videos and then you think you can joke about scamming and you think you could just have fun, or you think you are totally safe, no one is safe. CEOs of companies get hacked. The CEO of Twitter was hacked. The CEO of certain banks could be hacked. Anybody could be hacked, and it's all from you clicking a link in your email or you doing things you're not supposed to do. So if you're new to this channel and you've not watched any of our videos so far on how to be safe online and how to prevent you from all this, and even to detect things like this, go ahead and watch all the videos we have for you on the channel. You will surely learn a thing or two that can help you to improve your cyber safety. So thank you for watching this video. Remember to stay safe. If you have any comments, do well to comment below. See you next time. Remember to stay safe.